guys? It's Corry here. We're back. It's a Zapp Comics Radio Podcast. I've known these like almost 2 years. It's been a while, and I apologize. I've just been kind of busy with the 2 kids and stuff. But I'm trying to do this at least once a month. I got some misfits with me tonight. Joe Watts here.
Hello.
Dr. Jonny Knoll.
How's it going?
We got Mozart Joseph over there.
Yo.
Really? That's how you...
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the black guy.
Cultural
I said yo.
Okay, well, there you have it. If you need a visual, there it is. Mozzie. If you don't know Mozart, he's the one at any wall book that goes up. He says, "Please, Corry."
That's me.
And he gets called on it quite often. Anyways. And Joe runs the Zapp Comic Con for us.
Nice.
He does some other stuff with emails. He's sometimes overly sensitive if I yell at him, but it's okay. He'll get over it. And Johnny is the most glorified intern ever. He's a dentist by day, and then he's at every Zapp event, doing what he does, working harder than everybody else.
Doing what he does.
All right, I want to do something fun. I want to do, the history of comics is getting deeper and deeper because they're getting older and older, and there's a lot of stuff's mainstream now, but a lot of people don't know the history of the characters, and it's not because they're ignorant or anything like that. They just don't know because it's new to them, and sometimes they don't realize some of these characters are 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. So I like to quiz people to see, if they realize, that character is actually older than this character that you're saying is ripping that character off and whatnot. Kind of like Deadpool, Deathstroke.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows, Deadpool is a, parody of Deathstroke and Spider-Man kind of mixed together to be silly. And a lot of people, forget that, So I kind of want to do that. The problem is Johnny knows the history of the world, so I can't do this open-ended, so I'm going to kind of ask each person individually, and we can all chime in afterwards. Okay, one of them is they're very iconic, and it is I'm going to ask you, Johnny.
Class Factotum is getting the first question.
Who came first? Captain America or the Shazam Captain Marvel?
Ooh.
Obviously, Superman was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But who came first out of those 2 characters?
I should know that. I'm going to say Cap.
Which one?
Captain America.
You were wrong.
Really? It was
Marvel.
Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel, his debut was in Whiz Comics #2,
Mm-hmm.
which was February 1940. And Captain America came in March of 1941.
Whoa.
So a lot of people don't realize that because obviously DC stifled Fawcett, which published Captain Marvel, because they said it was too much like Superman. So they sued him. And so literally Fawcett almost went bankrupt and just disappeared.
Wow.
The lawsuit was on for 13 or 14 years? I don't know where he went. But anyways, it was on for a long time. So, is he okay? What's he doing? What is wrong with you?
Well, you punched me.
Oh,
Punch
boy,
it.
you punched him in the face.
When did I punch you? Oh, you okay?
Yeah, I just got a bloody nose.
You're going to blame it from what?
Well, for getting it wrong. This is
The pressure got to you.
Anyways, the lawsuit was 14 years, right? Until Fawcett just disappeared.
through most
Did you know
the
this?
40s through the 50s.
Why did you punch him in the face?
No, listen, in the 1940s, Captain Marvel was outselling Superman.
Captain Marvel?
Yeah,
and DC was mad, and they said it's copyright infringement, whatever. It's too much like it with a superhero, the cape, the red, whatever.
It's a more interesting character, too.
And they sued them so much that Fawcett just kind of ran out of money, and it disappeared.
Well, it would go back and forth. Stuff.
But yes, Superman was being outsold by Captain Marvel in the 1940s.
But it wasn't just they went for everybody that was Superman-like.
Yeah. But that was the easiest target because it was outselling it.
Right.
So that's why. And eventually, Shazam came over in the 70s when DC bought Fawcett.
I think you should punch him back in the face right now.
You really got a bloody nose?
I do, yeah. It was just that's why I was like...
He just disappeared. So.
But here, the sidebar with it, because originally that Fawcett, they did magazines and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know it's a little bit off, but there's a musical Music Man, if you ever watched it, and they do Trouble. And in there he's saying, they hide a copy of Captain Billy's Whiz Bang in the corn crib, whatever. But that was done by Fawcett. It was a magazine. And then when they did Captain Marvel, that's where Billy comes from. That's where Whiz Comics comes from. They just took it from those things and used it for their new stuff. So
very nice. See, I knew he got the question wrong, but he could tell you the history of everything.
I was trying to think timely.
No, it's very close.
You know.
You're a very knowledgeable man.
Okay, this next one is going to be for Joseph Francis Ott III.
Hit me with it, corny.
Okay, who came first, Aquaman or Namor the Submariner?
Okay. So I have to ask myself, what comes first? The Captain America and his boys, right? Didn't he have the Human Torch and Namor and or Toro rather? That's really old. Is that older than?
No, Toro was Human Torch's sidekick.
Okay.
Like Bucky.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to understand if that's older than what was the other one?
Aquaman or Submariner.
Okay.
It's one or the other.
I'm going Submariner.
Submariner, his first published appearance was October 1939 in Marvel Comics #1. He did pop up in Motion Picture Funnies Weekly, which is a giveaway a little while before that. Aquaman did not appear until 1941, so Submariner is correct.
I was right. Oh my God, that's great.
Good job. Look at
Thank
you.
you.
Look at you. And you can retire that voice you were doing.
Okay.
We don't.
You don't like that?
I like your regular voice. That was worse.
Oh.
Damn.
You get your break, guys. My name's Joe Ott.
I'm sensitive. You can't talk to me like that.
Corey's been yelling at me for 2.5 weeks. I can't take it. Mozart.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready for this?
Sure.
What aired first? The Thundercats TV show or He-Man and the Masters Universe?
Oh, crap.
I know you're a little younger than myself, so you might know when they came out, but which one aired first?
I'm going to go with He-Man.
He-Man first aired on September 5th, 1983. Were you born yet?
No.
Okay.
Off.
And Thundercats popped up on January 23rd, 1985. So you are correct.
Nice.
You are correct.
Fantastic.
Look at him. Look at you guys. The Mr. Know-It-All got his wrong. You guys are doing
Well,
pretty
it's
good.
He-Man, right?
Of course it was.
Batting 1,000 right now.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, bring him out,
See, that was-
Morty.
the thing with that is He-Man was the first of the when they repealed the broadcasting laws, because there was a show in the 60s about Hot Wheels.
It was like a cartoon.
Yeah, and they said that it was too much of a commercial for the toy. So after that, you couldn't.
They got banned.
Oh,
Reagan
really?
left the ban, right?
Yeah, he lifted the ban. So then you could have it based on toys.
Wait, what was the band exactly?
You couldn't have toy-based animated shows.
Yeah, because it was too much of a commercial.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And then so he lifted it, and it literally became a commercial for toys.
And that's why, because like, if you look at the He-Man, they came with the comic books, and one of their things was completely different. He was like a barbarian and stuff, and then they did the TV show, and then.
Speaking of barbarians, your nose is bleeding pretty good over
Oh
there.
yeah.
Oh damn, dude.
What's wrong with you?
Corey hit you that hard?
I didn't even touch him. Hey, just that first question knocked him out.
I scraped my eye on the bolts.
Okay, this next one I think I'm going to have to ask. I can't ask you this one. I think I'm going to go back to Mozart on this one. What
Being tested.
What came first? The new X-Men team, which is like Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Colossus, and
The
Storm.
game.
Okay. Which or
sorry, that sounds like Tim Allen, but I was trying to do Colossus from the X-Men game. Forget it.
Or this is comic book publication, not video games. Or the new Teen Titans, the team with Beast Boy and Cyborg and Raven and stuff. Which came out first?
I'm gonna go with X-Men. I think that was 75.
You were correct. Look at you.
Damn.
And New Teen Titans was 1980.
There you go.
Did you know, like Captain Marvel in the 40s, who outsold Superman, the only book to outsell the X-Men in the 80s at their peak was the New Teen Titans.
I see that.
The Perez Wolfman.
Yeah.
And that was
It's a hot book.
the book was DC Comics Present, right? Was their first?
Number 26. They first popped up. So very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got now.
You know,
Okay.
I'm sorry, he's do the. Wasn't it too with the Colossus?
Yeah.
If you keep hitting the button.
Oh hell yeah.
Sorry, it was the video game.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to make your other
Okay,
side of your nose bleed.
Okay.
This is for Johnny. Who debuted first? The Punisher or Wolverine?
Punisher.
Punisher's first appearance was obviously Amazing Spider-Man 129. That was in February 1974. And Wolverine appeared in Hulk 181 of October 1974.
Oh wow.
So same
close.
year, a few months apart, but Punisher is older. Did you know there was another Punisher, though? Galactus had this like little robot dude that would set up his station when he landed. It was he called him the Punisher. It was his little robot guy that came out in the 60s.
When was his first appearance?
I must have been an FF48, I believe.
Did he have a giant P on his belt like Galactus?
No, I didn't have a giant P like Galactus on too. So I'm actually surprised you got that so fast. Joe, this one is specifically for you.
Okay.
Specifically for you.
There's two characters here. I want to know who was around first.
Okay.
She-Hulk
Okay.
or Miss Marvel?
Jennifer Walters, Carol Danvers.
I'm not talking about Carol Danvers' first appearance. I'm talking about Miss Marvel's first appearance and She-Hulk's first appearance. I know Carol Danvers was before.
Okay.
As Miss Marvel or She-Hulk, which one came first?
So that Miss Marvel is like the 70s. I don't remember if it's like 78 or something. I would like to think that comes before She-Hulk. I don't remember.
I'm asking you because I know you're a Miss Marvel guy.
I know, yeah. I don't know much about She-Hulk. She-Hulk wasn't introduced in Fantastic Four, right? She was introduced just
She was
solo?
introduced in Savage She-Hulk #1.
Savage She-Hulk #1.
Yeah, Miss
That's got to be after those Miss Marvels. Miss Marvels are really old. I thought that was like 76 or 78 or something.
She-Hulk's first appearance was Savage She-Hulk #1 in 1980.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel #1 came out in 1977.
I see. I know a couple things. Yeah.
You knew when Miss Marvel. Yeah, you see, you're good. Yeah. See, I know Carol Danvers first popped up in the 60s in Marvel Superheroes #13.
Oh, that's right.
And then she got her powers a little bit later on. But I'm talking about Miss Marvel in general. So.
Oh yeah.
Not bad.
Hey.
I knew you Miss Marvel.
I appreciate the tailored question, bro. Thank you.
Is that voice taken? Is the voice gonna be Carol Knight?
It's a different voice.
It all sounds the same to me. Okay. Next, this one is for. I can't ask you this one. I'm gonna go back to you, Joe.
Okay.
Which movie came out first?
Okay.
Gremlins
1980.
or Ghostbusters?
Oh. Ghostbusters came out the year I was born, 1984, I think. Help me out.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm asking you.
Gremlins, frig, 80. I gotta say Ghostbusters.
Wrong.
Okay.
They both came out in the very same day.
Oh, you gave me a trick question?
June 8th, 1984. Both Gremlins and Ghostbusters came out.
Okay, trivia question. Who's older, those two movies or me?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. When's your birthday?
August, so those movies are older than me.
Well, you're August. I'm September.
Hello.
Same year. There you go.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to shake hands. Nobody
We
cares.
learned something.
Nobody cares. Nobody can see the handshake in virtual reality.
It's an audio medium, Corry.
Yeah, he was born on an island. You were born in Totowa, New Jersey.
Patterson, New Jersey. For the record.
So that makes them millennials?
I think you guys
Technically.
count as millennials.
Yeah, but
technically,
come on.
But not really. I mean,
Yeah.
cassette tapes.
We hang out with you.
No cassette tapes. No remote control for the TV. Like,
Okay,
no.
okay.
Yeah.
However, I remember going to the movie
Answering
and seeing
machines.
Yeah.
Sizzler, answering machines.
Sizzler.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gremlins, I love
Zapp
that movie.
Comics.
The Gremlins, I remember seeing it opening weekend or whatever. I was infatuated with that movie. I love that movie. Ghostbusters, I remember my dad taking us to see it, and there was guys who worked at the theater dressed up like Ghostbusters. Because there's only like one big theater. There's not like it was now. There's like a theater in every corner. There's like one main theater, and it was like a spectacle. It was really cool. I remember I was 7.
Wow.
7 years old.
Because I remember too, it was life before PG-13.
Was it Gremlins was the first PG-13 movie, wasn't it? I believe.
Was it? Really?
That and something else came out, but the Gremlins I think was
Temple
first.
of Doom,
The first time they actually
So
rated
what
it.
were the ratings before that?
just PG,
It's PG.
G, PG, and R, and
Yeah.
and there was no X, I guess. There was no NC-17.
Yeah. They weren't. It wasn't. It was very like it was. Everything was like in the same bubble. They didn't like. It wasn't categories as much as now.
But you could just go see any movie you wanted, no matter how old
No,
you were.
no, but
No,
there
it was
was
PG.
no.
It was PG
Yeah.
parental guidance, or there was G, right? For
Yeah.
like 101
Band
and
Aid or
Yeah,
whatever.
sure.
So that was a trick question.
Oh,
I told you I was getting you.
You're,
Okay.
You're a pretty stealthy
This
fellow,
one is
you know that?
specifically for you, Mozart.
Oh, wow. It's going to be a Black Panther question.
No, it's not gonna.
That's really messed up.
It's not gonna be a Black Panther question. Okay.
Killmonger was right.
I purposely avoided that.
John
Okay.
Stewart.
Where would Wakanda be geographically? If it was up to you.
Okay. Anyways,
Black Lightning.
okay. Which
Black Adam.
what TV show
Right.
aired first? Seinfeld or Friends? Seinfeld's your answer? Seinfeld first aired on July 5th, 1989. And Friends popped up on September 22nd, 1994.
That is the worst day in
The
TV
reason
history.
why I say this The reason why I bring this up, Mozart, I know you're a big Seinfeld fan, but where did you get married?
Yeah.
Where are all those pictures? In front of what?
What is it? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. The fountain.
The big fountain that they all dance in the beginning? Isn't that where your wedding pictures are?
My wife tricked me.
And how did your wife trick you?
She didn't tell me this.
She's a sweet, sweet woman. I've met her many times. She's very nice. Why would she trick you?
Because you met my wife, and she could easily trick me.
So you
had no clue.
Had no clue that was a fountain.
No clue until we were sitting.
And she's a Friends nut.
Yeah, she's a Friends nut, and we were sitting watching Friends because she made me. I was tortured, and she's like, "Oh look, the opening theme. Does that fountain look familiar to you?" And I was like, "Huh?" And I stared, and I was like, "Oh my god!" She goes, "Ha ha."
I know, like you did. I'll be there for you.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, why are they
rough.
playing this? I don't know.
That was rough.
Gail, you get major points for that.
Yeah.
Major points.
Yeah.
So if you ever see Mozart, just start singing that song.
That show was so
Who
terrible.
sings that song, anyways?
The Rembrandts.
Is it a real song, or was it a song for the show?
I don't know.
DJ? I'm not sure. They had a video for it, but they were in the video, so I'm
I think
assuming.
they were probably a real band.
Yeah, it was
No, I'm saying
probably-
real band by saying was that song out before the show, or was it made for the show?
Oh, I don't
I
know.
think it was maybe made for
It was
the show.
probably they probably found it. They probably had it, and then they became big because of it.
Yeah, obviously.
It's
that's
like
a good
Greatest
point.
American, the
Yeah.
Believe It or Not,
Who sang the Friends song?
Rembrandts.
Oh.
The Rembrandts.
Okay.
That's it, though. That's all I got.
All right.
Yeah,
Mozart, that was for you, buddy.
Thanks. I'm still 3 for 3.
Okay. I am going to ask, this is for Joat.
Okay.
What, not TV-wise, comic book-wise,
Okay.
what came out first? Batman Beyond or Spider-Man 2099?
Spider-Man 2099.
You sure?
Without a doubt.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You positive?
100% positive.
Yeah. It
Yeah, come on, dude.
It beat it by quite some time.
That's when I was a kid buying buying all the 2099s. Oh my lord.
Were you in class drawing the S with the 6 lines
Oh
to
my
connect
God.
everything? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Constantly.
you're saying the comic book?
Yeah, because it came out in 92,
92, yeah.
and then Beyond was 99.
Because I was thinking about the cartoons.
Yeah.
Because what was the Spider-Man one, where he went to the alternate world?
Oh.
I forget the name of it. You know what I'm
Spider-Man
talking-
Unlimited?
was that it?
That
Where
was
he went to.
But that was
2000.
No, there was
I don't
one
know.
because Batman Beyond was first as the cartoon,
Yeah, it was
and then they
99.
did that one where he went to like the.
I think it was
alternate
like early 2000s was
Earth. Yeah,
Spider-Man.
I guess but that was in response to.
Do you know when the
Batman
first appearance of Amazing Spider-Man 2099 was?
The first appearance of Amazing Spider-Man 2099? Is it in X-Men 2099?
No, it was
Oh.
before all that stuff.
Oh, really? School me, bro.
Amazing Spider-Man number 365. That's like a holofoil cover. I don't know if it's a preview, but that's his first appearance.
What was the deal? Some kind of time travel or something?
I don't remember.
Was it 365 cover, the Venom versus Spider-Man cover?
No, it's it has like one of those
We can look.
holofoil like stickers on it.
Oh, the ones when it had had one for Amazing, one
Yeah,
for
one was
Web,
green,
one
one was
for
black. It was
yes,
an
okay, I
amazing
remember
one,
those. Yeah. I
So-
thought I had a real collector's item in my hands when I was younger. When we had
Yeah, well,
those
no,
four.
because it was just mass produced. You know, it is an important book, but yeah. So that was it.
You got any info behind the whole 2099 movement, as it were,
Not
in
yet.
1992, 94? What was a...
It's not there.
I
Was it
think
just a
they just
rebranding,
wanted to create another, like, younger versions of the characters, and that's the only way they could get away with it. Like, now they would just give him a kid, like, oh, so-and-so had a kid, or, like, Silk, she was bit by a spider. That's what they would do now. Back then, they wouldn't do that. They would just say, oh, you know, and it's just in the future. We don't have to worry about it.
But it's
And-
also, to do a whole, like, you think, you could use the name, but have different people, and you can
Yeah.
do different things, you're not set in
And
that
it's not
same Peter
connected,
Parker-
so
yeah.
it's not like Batman Beyond got a little bit more ballsy by having like Bruce Wayne in it.
Yeah,
you know, and it was like he groomed him, and it wasn't one of the Robins. So that actually made more. It was more of a chance, a risk, I should say. With 2099, it's just like, oh yeah, if it fails, they just pull the plug on it.
Right.
There's a lot. How many books were that in there?
It was quite a bit.
wow.
There
Yeah,
was
there was-
Doom,
yeah.
there was Punisher,
Ravage.
there was
Because
Ravage, there was Ghost Rider,
Was there
Spider-Man 2099.
Avengers? No.
No,
No.
there was no teams. I don't know if I'm missing one.
Hulk? I remember
Yeah,
there was a
Hulk.
Hulk.
Thing, Hulk was there.
There was Punisher 2099?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Was it good?
I don't think any of them were going to be honest with you,
Yeah,
especially
they're all-
Spidey. I think Spidey was.
How long did that last? A year?
No, a couple years.
Spider had a long run, right?
Yeah.
That run is
A
pretty
couple
long.
years, yeah. So, okay, this next one. I'm trying to think what I should ask. I can't ask you. See, I can't ask you this one. I don't know if I can ask you either. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna have to ask you again. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Who appeared first? The Joker, or Catwoman?
Damn. The comic, you said?
Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with Joker's got a white face, smiley, green hair.
What does he do?
And Catwoman's like a
girl?
She's like a
It's a
jewel
girl?
thief. Yeah.
When
she first appeared, she was just called the Cat.
Well, I feel like he didn't show up till a little later everywhere, like in the show, the cartoon, the comic. Go with Catwoman.
You'd be wrong.
I'd be wrong, as
know the
always.
Batman #1, same issue.
Mm-hmm.
Both appeared in Batman #1.
And she had a big cat head.
Yeah. She was just called the Cat.
Who's writing these questions up, though? For real, what's the deal?
Is that kind of correct for me? Or?
Yeah, because he just, whatever. He's like, oh, Joker didn't pop up until later on.
I feel like he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah,
Come on, you're Mr. Harley Quinn. You should know all this.
Yeah, I know you should know this more than anybody.
I like her a lot. Him.
That's they both appear at the same time. In Batman #1.
But not in the same story.
Oh, okay. Important note. Thanks for the bonus footage.
Footage.
Yeah, it's bonus features.
Footage. Who's watching it?
Bonus tracks.
It's called Extra Credit. Okay. This one is for Johnny Knoll. Who appeared first by publication date? SwampThing or Man-Thing?
A publication date, it was Man-Thing.
Man-Thing came out in Savage Sales #1 of May of 1971. And SwampThing popped up in House of Secrets of July of 1971.
Wow.
So, but I think they were created at the same time, right?
They were, yeah.
They were
Technically, Swamp Thing was first, and then it kind of did. Yeah, it was just, it wasn't, it's just a matter of getting it out quicker. You know what I mean? But
so.
they actually had it in development before that Swamp Thing.
The reason why I thought of doing this was because I guess I just remember being a kid. I didn't realize GoBots came out before Transformers. They beat it by like 6 months. I didn't remember that. I do remember everybody going crazy to get GoBots, and we go into the store, and nobody had any in the stores around us. But I didn't know. I don't know the time frame. I don't know what came first. But I didn't realize watching it that they actually came out first. And the same thing. Yes, Mozart. You don't have to raise your hand.
What's GoBots?
GoBots. People say it's a generic Transformers, but it's not. It's actually they're Transformers, very similar.
But just like Mad Generic, yeah.
But they were very simple, where you just kind of like. The car would just open up and twist, and that would be the robot. Where the Transformers really transform.
Like the GoBots were mainly like pig toys. Like they were sold on the cards, like the Star Wars.
You know,
stuff.
like now when you get like a Transformer for like a kid, like a young preschool kid, and how easy it is to transform.
Right.
That's a GoBot.
What it was? Okay.
And they were similar. They were cars and whatever. But when I was a kid, and if I had to go, I don't think I really had that many GoBots. I don't know if you remember when Transformers were on Cybertron. They weren't exposed to Earth, so there was no like Earth-like things there. So they looked different. Like the jets looked different on Cybertron. So that's when they were on Cybertron. Those generic robots I would get from the dollar stores or GoBots were them on Cybertron. When they came to Earth is when they became like jets and trucks and guns and stuff. But I didn't realize that. And I don't know if you watched. Did you watch the Barbie one on the Toys That Made Us?
No.
I didn't. Gem. You know Gem?
Yeah, Gem. Hell yeah.
That was coming up. And Mattel was like, there's a new toy line, there's dolls, what is it? And they were going crazy trying to figure out what it was. And somebody got wind that they're rock stars. And it used to take 6 to 9 months for them to get production going on these things. Mattel went crazy, and in 2 months, they got Barbie and the Rockers out as a rock group. So it looked like Gem ripped them off. I don't know who made Gem. Who made Gem?
Oh, wow, that's a
it
dirty
has to
move.
be, well, it must have been Hasbro.
Was it Hasbro? Yeah, they looked like they ripped them off or copied them, but they didn't. Mattel just beat them to it because they got wind of it. So it's one of those things that's just kind of funny when you. That's why I got to think. I'm like, what came first? Because sometimes you just don't know. You're like, oh, that looks just like this. Like, no, that was first. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is for. This is going to be for. You're awfully confident over there, Mozart. This is going to be for you. I need to knock you in the knee. Okay. Who debuted first? Barry Allen or Hal Jordan?
Oh, wow. I'm going to go with Barry.
You have an answer? Joe?
Always go with Barry.
Well, if you guys know comic book history, Showcase #4 is the first appearance of Barry Allen Flash. That is considered the start of the Silver Age. So
Right.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hal Jordan didn't pop up until 22, which Barry Allen was 56, Hal Jordan was 59.
5 for 5. There you go.
Hello.
So, do you know what the Golden Age Flash's name is?
Oh.
No, do you?
Of course I do.
Oh.
No, do you?
Jim?
Jay.
It's Jay?
Oh, Jay Garrick.
Jay Garrick,
Garrick,
yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Barry Allen, when they reinvented superheroes in the mid 50s,
Yeah.
to bring it back a little bit, a tryout issue was Showcase Comics. They tried things out. Issue 4 is where Flash popped up, and he looked completely different, and he was a different character, and that's the start of the superhero revolution in the mid to late 50s.
Wow.
I need that book.
Up in my, they had because when Superman came out, then it was huge, all superhero stuff. By the end of the 40s, it started petering out. Like, well, people got more diverse. There was cowboy comics, there was funny animals, romance, horror.
Hansi.
Because the kids grew up, and they started reading, like they do now.
But but at the time too, adults read comic books. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it was a big thing. So
But there was no age restrictions or nothing. There was no code. There was no like, okay, this is rated T for
Everybody
kids.
can make crazy
You
books
could-
wherever they want.
in the same pile would be Mighty Mouse, and then like House of Horror with like beheaded
Yeah.
creature on the
There's a lot of
cover.
hangings in those.
Yeah.
so that you only had
Beheaded creature.
you had left were like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. That was it. All the other
only one with the
books
Flash,
were
yeah.
gone. Flash was gone. Green Lantern was gone. Everything was gone. And then in the 50s, you got to your comic code, and you got rid of all those horror comics and stuff, and they couldn't do it. So that's why they had to do with the superheroes again. So by that time, Julie Schwartz was thing. He said, "Hey, by this time, all the people that read it remember those characters as kids. They're not reading it anymore. So they're like, well, they'll use the same name." Or the
So
thing,
they
but,
rebooted.
They rebooted
Technically, a
on
character.
yeah.
So all those people, especially my generation, that complains about reboots, shut up. It happens all the time. Everything you grew up on was reboots. So knock it off. I'm
Alan
tired
Scott.
of it. Yeah. So
The brown hammer comes down.
see, there you go. All right. Next up, this should be from Mozart. Man.
From Mozart. Give it to him. Give it to him.
I don't think Mozart wants me to give it to him. Trust me.
Wow.
He's got a wife at home. He's good.
Oh, the brown hammer.
Oh my god. Hell yeah.
Figuratively, not literally.
Not literally.
Figuratively.
Okay. What came first? You're gonna know this one. I don't know.
You're gonna know it.
You're
You're
gonna
gonna know it.
Bandai Power Rangers or Playmates Ninja Turtle toys?
Turtles.
You know what year?
88.
Yeah, look at you. And how about Power Rangers? What year was that?
92.
93.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I didn't know the years, but
think it's like-
Turtles.
yeah. I always remember I was like, Power Rangers came when I was like in 5th grade, and we had arguments at the lunch table about Turtles versus Power Rangers. And
Turtles.
we were like calling the kids who were Power Rangers fans like traitors to the cause, and we banned them from our table, and we didn't sit with them. Yeah. The good old
That's
days.
the origin.
Right.
That's the origin of Mozart's. I don't know, his persona, I guess.
Yeah,
Persona.
I remember my first real job was at Toys R Us in 1994,
What town?
Kingston, Massachusetts,
Wow.
and Power Rangers were the rage. I started working in November, Christmas season, before the internet, whatever. So everybody still went to the stores to get stuff, and Power Rangers was the craze. I remember people coming in being like, "Yeah, I remember my grandson used to love Ninja Turtles. Now there's a new thing. What is it now?" And I'm like, Power Rangers. So you could see the shift. The kids went from Ninja Turtles to Power Rangers. That was the shift, and I just remember it was nuts. Like the Power Ranger craze was crazy. I missed it because I was in high school, but I felt it just because of I worked in that business.
True.
So yes,
It's a ripoff of Voltron.
But aren't they?
I think they're related over there.
They were
Huh?
originally a Japanese show.
Well, yeah, they were like
Yeah.
they just put them together and
Yeah.
redubbed it for here, like different
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
But
I don't know what
Voltron
time
was
they-
completely different.
I don't know what
that's when I
time
was a kid.
I don't know when Power Rangers popped up over in Japan, but obviously it came over here later. But '93 is when they came here.
Toys.
Toys, yeah. Because I just missed
Did
the
the show debut in 92?
91 or 92 has to be.
Mhm.
Because when I
Yeah, it was on
started,
that.
they were the 6-inch figures,
Yeah.
or 8-inch, whatever they were. Where they,
They flipped.
I
Right?
missed the triangle box, the big ones. That was right before me.
Okay.
When I came in, everybody was getting the smaller ones. in the Megazords and whatever else it was. So, it's very interesting.
Megazord.
Okay, how about this one? This is the last one that I have prepared, but I'm sure I can have others.
You better.
This is going to be... you gotta know this one. I don't know. I'm gonna ask you anyways, Johnny.
Okay.
Who popped up first?
Mm-hmm.
The Invincible Iron Man or the Incredible Hulk?
Ooh.
If you're not aware of this, they're both Silver Age Marvel characters. Tales of Suspense 39 was the first Iron Man, and Incredible Hulk #1 was the first Hulk. Hulk was gray in the first issue. They had to change it to green. Do you know why, Joe? They changed
Why is that?
Because of the ink, the inking on the thing.
Yep. It wasn't consistent, right?
Wasn't consistent, and it was supposed to. He was also a monster, like a Frankenstein.
And he got transformed at night.
Yes.
Not from anger, just when it was night.
So that's why he became green.
Issue 1?
Mm-hmm.
So
issue 2 had changed to anger?
I don't know if it was right.
I don't
think
know.
it was
I
that
don't know
quick.
the
I don't think
I'll
it may have been because remember it was 6 issues and then it went away.
It went into
It's 101.
Tales of
Right?
Astonish.
Yeah.
No, it went into Tales of Astonish in
And then
issue. Oh crap! I don't remember 50, 58 or something. I forget. It went into Tales of Astonish, then it came back. So who was
Iron
there?
Man, I'm gonna say.
You are incorrect, Doctor Knoll. You gonna get another bloody nose?
Probably. The other nostril.
Iron Man was March of 1963, and Incredible Hulk was May of 1962.
You don't say.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Well, I got a trivia question for you, because now I just looked up the real answer, and we talked about this earlier today in the store. He was going to use it, and they didn't use it.
Yeah, I didn't look it up.
I looked it up, so now I'm going to quiz you.
Okay.
Who appeared first in the grand scope of things? Is it Evil Ernie or Lady Death?
Well, Lady Death's first appearance was in an Evil Ernie book, so I'm going to say Lady Death. I mean, Evil Ernie, I'm sorry. Evil Ernie.
So this is one of those corny Brown questions where it's a trick question.
Same book?
It's Evil Ernie #1, December 91.
Okay. And the real question is, does anybody even know who either of those characters is?
Does anybody care but me? No, not many.
To be fair, back in the day,
Yes.
Evil Ernie was really big, and
Lady Death was
Lady
pretty
Death was
popular.
huge.
Yeah.
What do you, those barbarian women like type things was
Femme
huge.
fatale.
Femme fatales. It was Lady Death. It was Helena.
Purgatory?
Helena. Purgatory. There was another one.
With Dawn.
Dawn, like Cry for
Dawn.
Dawn from Joseph Michael Linzer.
Yep.
Because those were huge. Because I remember the action figures. Ben will even tell you, we used to sell tons of the Lady Death figures, and they made gold, and they made platinum ones, and Wizard Magazine and Toy Fair had them where you can send away for them, stuff like that. That was huge movement in the early to mid 90s. I remember that.
Who came first, Lady Death or Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose?
Lady Death.
Lady Death?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
I
asking.
think so.
I'm literally asking.
Because then Tarot came out after Catwoman.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, it has to be Lady Death.
Okay.
Because Ballant did all that huge Catwoman run.
And that was.
Yeah, I
80s?
think Tarot was like late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh wow. Okay. I remember they had made a mini mates package of the Femme Fatale. That's why I said that. It was Lady Death, Dawn.
I'm sure there's one or two others I'm missing, but I remember. Oh, even Angela you can kind of put in there. Angela.
Angeline.
Spawn. Angela.
Evangeline.
No, Angela.
Oh, Angela.
Like she was that same era,
Yes.
and then she eventually they couldn't use Angela anymore, and they made her. Oh crap! What was her name? She looked like Angela, but he couldn't use Angela anymore because of Gaiman. There was another one. Oh crap! I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Oh crap.
Oh, it says 2000.
What's Tarot?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Ballant, Catwoman was the 90s, and Lady Death was 91. You said?
91.
Yeah, that was well before that. Yes. So.
Well, thanks for that info.
Thank
Anybody else?
you.
You
You're
guys
the
got
one-
any quiz questions for this guy? Make up anything, even if you just tell him he's wrong.
Go ahead, Mozart. You're a big shot now.
It's your time to shine, bro.
Let's see. Which character was published first? Goku or Naruto?
Oh,
are you
we
kidding
stumped
me?
the brownie boy!
Goku.
Goku.
Okay. If you don't know, I don't know anything about either of those things. And Mozart, my daughter Isabella, who loves pretty much everything, was here one morning with me, and she had her change purse or whatever, which is a Jolteon head.
It's a Jolteon head?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's full of change. So she had this money. I said, you have some money, you can buy something. Okay, Daddy, so I'm working. And then she's like, I'm ready. So I go over to the counter, and she literally has like $200 worth of stuff on the counter. I said, kiddo, you got like $5 here max. So I go, you gotta put all the stuff back. She had like Funko Pops, like Nendroids, Figma, everything. So she wanted to get this Dragon Ball. It's like a tin ball. Inside it had like candy. It was like $3. So I let her get that, and she got a set of die for like whatever. It gave the $5. Everything. So she has it. She doesn't know what a Dragon Ball is. It's a cool orange thing with stars on it. Whatever. Mozart, Jeffrey, Michael, Jordan, whatever his name is, comes over still with his fancy hair to my house, and he's like, "Oh, you have a Dragon Ball. Do you have all of them?" And my daughter loves to collect everything. Just more? "Oh yeah, let me show you." So not only does he show her a video and give her the history of Dragon Ball, and then he goes, "Yeah, if you recite the poem after you get them all, you can summon Shenron, this giant green dragon." So my daughter loves green dragons because she thinks they're extra cute. So now...
What'd you do, Amazon or a toy store?
Oh no, it was her birthday. I said, "Mozart, you're getting this for her."
Oh, nice!
So he bought her a set of Dragon Balls.
Wow.
She now has
A little starter book for Dragon Ball. I apparently have to read to her. And then a Goku figure?
A Goku,
But he has
Super
blonde hair.
Saiyan Goku plush doll.
Oh.
He has blonde hair, whatever that means.
Oh,
Super
boy.
Saiyan.
So, there you go. So that's...
She's in now.
She's in.
Thanks, Uncle
in now.
Mosi.
Yeah, Uncle Mosi.
Only we need to figure out the poem.
Yes.
That's the last secret.
So in other words, there's a lot of balls flying around that house now, you would say, right?
There is.
Mm-hmm. Is there still Pokemon flying all around the house or no?
Yeah, she still likes Pokemon. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's doing a garden outside. We have a small area. You can put a garden in, and she's gonna make it a Pokemon garden. So
Oh, nice.
she's gonna put Pokemon centers and Pokemon figures in the garden
Oh,
with
nice.
flowers and stuff like that. That's gonna be their big. She got like $100 for her birthday. She's gonna use that money to buy the flowers and put in there with my wife. That's gonna be their project.
That's a cool
That's-
project.
That's not
So,
bad. I like
yeah.
that.
See? You know what I won't be doing? Watching Dragon Ball. That's good. Not for me. What's Johnny?
I have mine.
Is your nose done?
It's done. It's done.
It's your
bleeding.
nose.
Done bleeding?
So, which appeared first? This is a one to go with our SwampThing one.
Okay.
Doom Patrol
All right.
or the X-Men. Both crazy teams, weird people. Which one came first?
Doom Patrol was my greatest adventure, number 86, I believe.
My Greatest Adventure. I'm not sure the number.
86 or 90, something like that. 88, 83. It's in there somewhere. and-
80.
80. Okay, and then X-Men was X-Men number 1. X-Men was 1963. Doom Patrol, I am guessing, it's weird with DC because it's a continuation of a 1950s book. I'm thinking that Doom Patrol was DC's answer to Marvel's X-Men because they're like weird outcasts. So I am going to say X-Men.
Oh.
Is that right?
X-Men was September of 63,
Okay.
and the Doom Patrol was June of 1963.
Real Doom Patrol came
Yeah.
first.
That's
Interesting.
the opposite one. That was the one where they did, and
Very interesting. Very good. Cool. I know nothing about Doom Patrol. I mean, I knew it was around the same time. I knew they were like, if you had to compare them, that's their.
well, that was always those ones when people like, oh,
Yeah.
they rip off whatever with the Swamp thing, and then Thanos and Darkseid, but that's just blatant.
Yes.
It's just blatant.
Joe Ott,
Hi.
who appeared first? Silver Surfer or Galactus?
Probably Silver Surfer to announce that he is the Galactus' herald, no?
Mozart?
Same issue.
Same issue.
Alright, but how about in the book, though?
Doesn't matter. Same issue.
Oh, dude!
What panel?
Take the book out! Come on!
You have the book, don't you?
He definitely shows up first, says, hello, what's up, guys? This big guy is coming, he's gonna eat a bunch of stuff. He eats planets.
You know,
I'm his little buddy.
Who tried to stop Silver Surfer from coming to Earth? Who tried to block Earth from Silver Surfer's view in his radar?
The Watcher.
Yes, and he's not supposed to do that.
He looks like a giant baby.
Yes.
Nice. I feel like a giant baby.
Yes.
Who killed the Watcher?
Nick Fury,
Nick Fury in Original Sin.
Why?
Something happened and he.
because he could see everything with his eyes. And
I don't know.
yeah.
It was. I don't know.
Oh,
It was
wow.
it's just another
Wait, did
bad.
he take his eye?
Yeah.
Nick
That was
Fury
a big
took
thing.
his
He
eye.
had the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could see
The
whatever.
original Nick Fury, not
Yeah.
not Ultimate Nick Fury.
No.
There you go. What was Nick Fury's first appearance?
Oh crap.
Mostly?
Oh,
No. You know?
that's Sergeant Howling.
Sergeant Howling?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It was Sergeant Fury.
Oh, Sergeant Fury. Oh.
And his
and
Howling
Commandos.
Commandos.
Number one. But when did he become the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Because that was a whole different character, even though it's the same person.
Sometime in the 70s.
60s.
60s?
Wasn't Nick
Wow.
Fury number one?
No, it was Strange Tales number 135 or 136. Because he was like a soldier,
Yeah.
and they made him like an agent. And
But is it the same character? Or
yeah,
no?
same character.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Same origin story.
Yeah, they just he changed, I guess.
Got a promotion.
And then, as opposed to what's his face, Sergeant.
Slaughter.
No.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Well, he's a good guy, and then he became a bad guy, and then he became a good guy. Then, why can't I remember his name?
What are you talking about?
From TC.
Sergeant Fury? I mean Sergeant Rock?
Yeah, Sergeant Rock. But he didn't make it out.
Yeah, he was always in the war thing.
He was always in the war thing. They tried to do a thing, but he didn't. They said he died on the last day of the war.
Vision just fell.
That's okay. He probably trying to phase through something.
Vision fell.
He was running from Thanos.
Here's
a
another
bobblehead.
question. How about Motzi? Who appeared first? Emma Frost or Kitty Pryde?
Wait, is that the same book?
Look at you. Look at you.
Look at you.
The new guy over there.
Which?
It's both. Same book.
Oh, wow.
It's what you said.
This is what happens when you have all these first appearances. You just remember.
What's her little buddy's name? Lockheed?
Lockheed.
Does
Yeah.
he also make his first appearance in that book?
No. The funny thing about Lockheed is he makes an appearance, and I forget what number of X-Men it is. It's a little dragon. They don't name him, but it's him. And then later on, a couple of issues later, they go, "This is Lockheed," and people are like, "No, wait a minute, that's Lockheed." Even though she doesn't address him, it's a little dragon. It's him. So there's a big debate on his first appearance.
I think
Oh.
I thought Lockheed was with Magic. No.
Well, either way, and I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
I-
either way, bro,
Well,
you know.
and I have to stand
Yeah,
corrected.
Kitty
When I
Pryde, huh?
was doing the Punisher and the Wolverine one.
Yeah.
Punisher was February 129. Amazing Spider-Man was in February 1974. Wolverine 180, not 181, was October 74 because 180 is his first appearance.
Yeah.
It's not in the
The
shadows. He's not hiding behind something. There's a full panel, half a page, I believe, and he's standing there, and it says Wolverine. So his first appearance, I know 181's a sexy cover. And keep in mind, I don't know if you noticed, 180 is through the roof in price. 181, I promise you, 180 is going to jump like crazy because nobody can afford 181 anymore.
So what is 180 and now, roughly?
It's still affordable, but it's going up. And I guarantee you the next couple years, 180 is going to skyrocket.
Right.
Same thing with Amazing Fantasy 15. Nobody can afford a low-grade copy anymore. But Amazing Spider-Man number 1, you can. So most people, you watch 1 is going to start to go up.
Take it.
Because it's getting out of hand, so people are buying the other stuff.
What was the duck's name from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Ace Duck? Is that his name?
Ace, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What does he do? What's his
He
deal?
was a pilot.
Wasn't he
Yeah.
from? Was he from Dimension X?
I don't.
I don't remember.
Because some of them were mutant people, and some of them were like.
Some of them were just
Yeah,
made up for the...
animals. Well, yeah, well, for the.
But a lot of them
toys.
came from Dimension X.
It was their way of
When
just
the
saying, oh, this is a
crying
weird
and
character.
stuff. That was his planet.
Yeah, because you can't have, like, everybody is up a mutagen or whatever. You can't just... They have to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, okay, enough of it. It's like, like, oh, everybody's getting bit by a spider. It's not, you can't do that. You can't.
Slash was mutant.
But it was
Mutated
also, but it was also very weird, where they
Slash
did
was.
with
Slash
that,
was.
like, where they did do a race swap with that, and I didn't know that because I didn't go like you were into Turtles at the beginning.
I was at Turtles for only a short time beginning, and I was out before the movie. I'd never seen the movie or anything. I was out before all that.
See,
You
I
never
got-
saw the movie?
I've never seen any of the Ninja Turtle movies.
He was like, I was out before they changed their headband
Which is
colors.
why I love when people your age, Mozart and Joe, who go nuts when they reboot something now, and they say, oh, that's not how it is, like the Thundercats thing. When the Turtles you grew up on was a reboot of what originally was,
Yeah.
because there was no Cowabunga dude, they didn't wear different colors, so that's why I get so mad when people, you need to know what's going on. It's different Stop.
Well,
It's
the thing is, like,
okay.
people
Talking
don't-
about the reboot.
But people
Yeah.
don't understand, like, anywhere in business, like, there's a target demographic. And, like, with cartoons, there's a target age range.
So I'm saying.
It's
But
like
I'm just
from,
saying,
like,
though, I
6
hate when
to
people
8.
say reboots. Everything we've ever known is a reboot. It's okay.
But, like, people grow up and you pass through
It's fine. It's
the
fine.
age range.
But
Like,
the thing
they
is-
had to reboot something else for that age range.
They've expanded it
cycle.
though. Cartoons are like comics now. Cartoons are not just like that was their thing. They're just for kids. They're just for kids. Now they're like, well, it's for everybody now. Cartoons like Adult Swim. Look how popular Adult Swim is. You know,
Not
you
for
know,
kids.
Not for
Okay,
kids.
well, not for
for kids
kids,
at all.
but it definitely like people like animated stuff. And it
No, that's
doesn't
fine,
have
but
to
there's
be-
also still age brackets for the thing.
No, I agree with you on that. But like
You know
you know,
what
what
I
I mean, I think a lot of it, like you're saying, the Thundercat stuff, which I agree completely. Like you want to get this group of people.
Listen, I admit if you're a Thundercats fan
Mhm.
and you see it, you're like, this looks awful, which is fine, but it's meant for
Right, it's
a
not-
4-year-old kid.
Hello.
That's it, and they're going to be done with it by the time they're 5. So it's fine. It's supposed to be silly and goofy, whatever. But to go to my kids, my daughter, I used to show her the Teen Titans show that you guys grew up on, and she thought it was boring. She wouldn't watch it. Teen Titans Go, she loved it. And now that she's 6 and she understands more and she understands storylines, she's watching the Teen Titans that you guys watched, and she knows the characters. Now
Right.
she's watching the storylines. Who's Slade? Isn't his name's Deathstroke? So I'm explaining that stuff to her.
Right.
That collector, whatever his name
Yep.
is. She likes it now. She understands it.
Yeah.
So it's okay to
It's
groom
almost like
these things.
reverse engineering fandom, right? It's like when people who only know Marvel characters through the movies,
Yeah.
and then they go to a con, and then they pass by the booth, and they're like, "Oh, what's that book for $1,000?" Oh, it's the first appearance of Punisher, and they had no idea, but like now they're getting into the comics because of the movies. It's like it's just be happy that people are just introduced to it. You
Yeah,
know? Like,
exactly. It's like when
no
they
reason to complain.
killed Robin in the books. When they had that vote back in the day.
people didn't know what Robin they were killing.
People are outraged because they thought they were killing Dick Grayson. Most people didn't realize it wasn't
Yeah.
even the original Robin. They were like, "You can't kill him. He's in the '66 TV show. I grew up with Burt Ward, and being played. It's not the same Robin." But to be fair, they just didn't see Robin when they killed Captain America in issue 25. People came in here saying, "I don't. You can't. You guys shouldn't sell Marvel books." I'm like, "Do you even see how he died? Like they didn't kill him like he was like a bad guy. Like he got killed. It's a storyline. He's a
happens,
soldier.
yeah.
Like people
Right.
die. It's
But it's funny,
okay."
but also people get outraged over those things. I'm like, you're not actually reading the book,
Yeah.
are you?
Well, most people who have a problem with it aren't reading it. That's the thing. People are just like, "How dare they?" Or like when you see like something get canceled, like Sesame Street. It's on HBO now, right?
Mhm.
When it was a
Sesame
big
Street's
thing.
on HBO?
Yeah. They're like, "Oh, it's not on PBS anymore because they couldn't afford it,"
Right.
And all the people are outraged. I'm like, "Yeah, you people aren't even watching it. You haven't watched it in 20 years because your kids are 25 years
Right.
old."
And it's on
But-
public TV, which
Yeah.
is funded
By
privately funded.
yeah, and you're not paying
Right,
for it,
you're
so
not-
that's why.
But the thing is, it's still on PBS. It's just the new episode
So-
premieres first on HBO,
right.
and then they do it for
It's
PBS.
almost like a
So that-
But it was going to get
syndication.
canceled,
Yeah.
though, wasn't it? Like it was
no,
like,
no. Well, they infused money into them so they can pay for it without any kind of other.
Yeah, but
side
it was a
effects.
big
So-
deal that it left PBS
Yeah.
went to HBO. How dare you? It's like, yeah, but you're not watching
but-
it anyways.
Right. And then the fact is that when you go to the HBO, the business model is different, right? The business model on HBO is a premium service. People are paying for the subscription, which funds a lot of what HBO ends up doing, right? So therefore, unlike public television, they're not asking people for extra money.
It's
You're
like
getting
Archie.
Sesame Street, and you're getting everything
Archie's
else
the
that
same
HBO
thing.
does.
Archie, when they remade it to like a teen plus book, it sells extremely well now. Extremely well. Before that, Archie, it was on the kids' wall. Nobody looked at it. But you have all that old generation that's like, that's not the Archie I grew up with. We know that, but you haven't bought an Archie book since it was a 25-cent book in the mid-'70s.
Right, exactly.
It's now 2015 or whatever it is. It's a different breed, and then now Archie's successful. But now it's cool to buy that stuff that the parents like because it's retro, and they like it. But they know the character
all
now.
cyclical.
But
It's
the
okay.
thing was with the Archie stuff, with what they were smart about is they didn't get rid of the old stuff.
No,
They put
kept
the
it.
old stuff and then
in
the
those
new
little
stuff, and
big-
they do the horror stuff. So you have something for everyone, as
Exactly.
opposed to a lot of DC and Marvel does. They're like, well, we're gonna make this just one book, and you may like this type of book. Instead of just doing a couple different with this character or whatever, just give it like a bone to people. No, this is what we're doing, and then they alienate the people as a like, okay, you still have your old stuff, and then there's this new stuff. That I think they did a lot better with that.
Joe, here's a question for you.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Yeah, let's get your question, sir.
Okay.
Let's have it.
Who appeared first? Beast Boy
Oh boy.
or Raven?
I don't know. I'm not a Teen Titans dude. I'm gonna go Raven. I don't
You
know
go who?
why. Raven.
You said Baven.
Baven?
The Beast Boy.
Beast
He
Boy?
popped up
Doom
in the
Patrol.
60s in the
I
Doom
thought it was going to be
Patrol.
another. They both appeared in the same issue.
Well, a lot of people
again.
think they did because
Oh, okay.
all of, like, Starfire, Raven, and Cyborg were all in the same book.
Yeah.
Wasn't he Changeling in
Changeling, but he was still Beast
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah, same character.
No,
So-
no, he was Base Boy, and then,
And
he became Changeling for
Teen Titans?
For Teen Titans.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He became that. But yeah, that was all in the DC Presents book because that was like it was actually a separate comic that was in the book. It wasn't part of the main comic book because DC Presents was a team up book for Superman. So I think it's Superman and Hal Jordan, Green Lantern team up in that issue.
Yes.
And then
On the cover, yeah, you can see it, yeah.
and then inside was the thing. It's just like Brave and the Bold 200 is the first Batman and the Outsiders. They kind of put the issue in the.
It's
the
also
book.
the first appearance of Katana,
Yes.
which is why that book is more popular now because of that.
Really?
Mhm.
Isn't it like for everybody then too? Geoforce, I think too, and Metamorpho. No, Metamorpho was older. Yeah, I
Much
forgot. He
older.
was.
Raven Bull 54.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, because he was always in that.
Motzi. Let's see here. You think you know everything.
You friggin' know it all.
I don't like the show at all.
Who appeared first? Justice League or Fantastic Four?
Justice League or Fantastic Four? I'm gonna go with the Fantastic Four.
You would be very, very, very wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Justice League.
By how many years?
Justice League was what? 59? No, 1960. FF was 61.
60. Okay.
Yeah, because they were.
That's why FF popped up, was because they
were a
Justice League.
response. Okay.
Yeah, because they were playing golf, and I don't remember the name. The guy from DC was like, "Oh yeah, we're having this team up book. It's selling really well." So they're like, "Oh,
Hello.
we'll do a team up book, but it's a family." And
Yeah, if you go through the history of comics, they always piggyback each other, and it's fine. It's just how it is.
Mhm.
That's why everybody has like similar characters. But yeah, Justice League,
What was that? Was it Brave and the Bold?
Favorable 28.
Okay.
Baby the
With
bell,
the-
babe.
with Star on the cover.
That's the one you got for $100 back in the day.
You gotta. It's worth a lot more than what he paid for it. That's for sure. Yes.
Here's a question for Corny. Ready, Corny?
Yes, Joe.
What came out first? South Park or Pokemon?
Oh, South
Oh.
Park. South Park easily.
So,
Right, South Park?
South Park, you're
Yeah.
saying, you're wrong, bro.
Really?
Pokemon, February 1996, South Park, July or August of 97.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought I was in school when South Park came out. You sure?
You were in a school, all right. I just don't know.
No, I wasn't in
which one.
school anymore.
It was.
Oh.
I
graduated in 95.
it was.
But you're talking
I
about
was
the
in-
U.S. version
it was in
of Pokemon or the
college.
Japanese?
Just the origin.
US, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. No, I don't know. I never watched South Park, but I was always around.
Well, they had Chinpokomon.
You know what? No, I'm sorry.
Pokemon.
You know what I was thinking of? Beavis and Butthead came out when I was in school.
What year did that come out?
93, I think.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Well, it was originally part of Liquid Television.
In 93, because they just had a 25th anniversary. Yeah, I was thinking Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
I never
I
watched
think,
it.
and then they had their own
Isn't-
show.
Was it Daria that came out of Beavis and
Yeah.
Butthead?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Daria.
I need TV from my bungle.
Yeah, let's not do that. Why are you laughing at that?
I mean, it's
You didn't give him another bloody nose.
Oh my
Are you
God.
threatening me?
You just gotta put up your t-shirt above your head.
There it is.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah, I never got into Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, man.
I did have the soundtrack to the movie because it had some pretty sweet.
Megadeth,
99 Ways to Die?
Primus, Anthrax.
Primus, no thank you. Anthrax, sure.
Oh, dude. Well, it's a great soundtrack anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Primus, no thanks.
Jackal, Aerosmith,
Okay.
Chili Peppers.
No.
No. What do you mean?
No thank you.
All right.
Not for me.
Not for me.
Anthrax, yes. Megadeth, sure.
August 13th, 97.
Was what? South Park?
South Park.
Really? Oh, why was it? I thought it was before that. Man. That's weird. That's very weird.
It isn't it? How you
Interesting.
feeling about that now?
No, I just, for some reason, I pictured being in school when South Park was around. Is that still on currently?
South Park?
Yeah, oh, yes.
yeah.
They do like a couple.
What's it, like a month release now? Or
Like they do like seasons. They do a couple like in one thing, and then they take a break for a bit, and then they do some more.
10 episodes a year. That's it, though.
Is it really only 10?
95.
Interesting.
Hey, Pokemon's still around too. There's 2 humongous franchises that have been around almost 30, 20 years.
Well, the whatchamacallit came out in 97.8 with the animated series. So the
Okay.
animated series came out in 97. The
Which-
cards were out before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What?
the Pokemon.
Oh, okay. You know what, Joe? You know what year the Batman animated series started?
92 or 94?
92.
92? Harley Quinn, 92, yeah. Yeah.
On Saturday, on Sunday nights, they used to play.
What
it.
was this?
Yeah, like
On Sunday night.
yeah, because it was thing because like it's dark and it was more adult.
I thought it was on
It
after
was on
school.
Channel 5?
No,
But
it
they
was
used
on
to have
after
things,
school.
but they used to play at night.
No, but it aired after school. I remember it was on
I know, but
Monday through Friday.
they played it on Sundays.
No, but I'm saying it would originally air like at 5 o'clock on like a Monday. Okay, so I used to tape them. I remember.
No, they were on TV too, but when they first came out, because it was so cinematic, it was very much like the Burton ones.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
think
well,
that's-
around here they did. So I
I
don't
think
know
that's
about
just-
Massachusetts.
Round
they
here,
did.
around Corry.
We're from the same place. Same networks.
We're from the same place.
Networks.
I know it was
I remember
92.
it coming on, like, it was Fox.
Yeah, it was after school. It was like at 5 o'clock.
It was 5.
Wasn't that Sunday
No.
nights?
They had
Sunday nights was
they did-
Simpsons.
I know, but they did it. They did them Sunday nights
They did
too.
it. They might have done an encore
On Fox as well? It was
on Sunday nights. It wasn't Sunday nights. I don't believe so.
They
I-
also had it.
I think it's just rubbish. What you're saying? It's just rubbish.
You're rubbish. I think the good doctor knows what he's speaking
My
about.
wife gets mad at me because I say where I'm from, we say rubbish, not trash or garbage.
Where are you from?
I'm from Massachusetts, and we say supper, not dinner. So she always says when I say what's for supper, she says what century are you in? So she
She
gets
gets New England. Supper.
supper.
As she throws your supper in the garbage.
My supper in the
In the trash?
in the
Receptacle.
rubbish.
The receptacle.
And when you go up there, you'll see the sign that says like rubbish disposal.
Still?
Of course, it's still. What do you mean still? It didn't go away.
I mean, evolution.
You know what, Mozart?
Evolution.
I'm just saying.
Who invited you on this one?
You did.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. When are you moving to Chicago?
December.
What?
He's gone.
You're doing... If Zapp is doing New York Comic Con.
No, I'm doing.
Okay. Alright.
I'll be there every year. Don't worry about it.
I'll be there every year,
I'll be
bro.
there every year. My days off are already
That's
put
funny
in.
because you weren't there last year. You were there for
Yes.
2 days.
Well, technically I was there.
Oh, what are you showing me, Johnny?
Fox also began airing episodes of the series.
I understand
on-
that.
I know, but I
but
also,
it says at 4:30 in the afternoon.
yes, but I also said they also did.
I know,
on
but you said
Sundays.
Sunday night is like when it came on.
No, but it also came. They did on Sundays.
I understand
So-
that, but it popped up at 4:30 before that. So there
Not
you go.
now.
Suck it, Trebek.
Bloody nose, boom. You say, what happened? Why would you get your bloody nose?
It's just
Because that first question, you're like I can't be wrong, and you fizzled out.
And, I think he just moved like the Flash and just
Yeah, dude.
punched me in the nose.
You
They
punched
didn't
him really
see it.
quick. One of the
Barry
pops fell on his
Allen.
head.
Very
Or
nice.
Ed Ball Down or whatever, right? Ed Ball.
What's the name?
I never said it out loud. so
Reverse
it's-
Flash.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Reverse
yeah.
Flash.
I don't know.
I'm trying. Gosh, I'm trying to remember how it sounds when watching the Flash TV
Yeah,
show.
yeah. I used to think of.
Dang. It's gone.
You just say dang.
It's a dang.
Does anybody say that anymore?
Dang
You put that
nabbit.
with rubbish and supper.
I mean,
dang.
it's a podcast.
Supper.
I'm trying not to get you at a higher rating podcast. Let's keep it a little mass audience,
Kid friendly.
kid friendly. You know.
Hey, here's a trivia question for you.
Okay.
Which one of these was released first?
Okay.
Okay. Is it Alejandro Brown or Isabella Brown? Which one was released first?
Well, I don't know if it's a trick question, but it's Isabella
Yeah.
Brown.
You think so?
Yes.
Well, then you would be absolutely right, bro. Good job. If you got that wrong.
You know, my son, my wife wanted to name him either Leonardo or Alejandro, right?
Wow.
I said I can't name my kid Leonardo because it's my
Turtle.
favorite Ninja Turtle.
The turtle.
I can't do it because they're gonna say I named my kid after Ninja Turtle, which isn't the case because that's what she wanted, because she's from Bolivia and it's a Spanish name she wanted. I said I can't. I can't do it. And she's like, I really want him call him Leo. I said, I love it too, but I can't name my kid Leo because they'll be like, yeah, sure, you didn't name him after Ninja Turtle. So we asked Isabella, who was like 2.5 at the time, what she liked better, and she said Alejandro because she couldn't say Alejandro. I said, that's the name. Done. She saved me. Not that I wouldn't love having a kid named Leo, but
well, the funny story is that my brother is 10 years younger than I am.
Okay. So and he is what, 20 what?
He is now
25,
23.
23. Okay, that's young.
Yeah, he's 23.
Okay.
And he was the miracle child based on my parents' age. They love saying that. And they like Mozart. Since you actually,
what's his name?
Well, this is the story.
Oh, okay.
So
because your name Mozart, so I mean,
exactly.
what's his
so
name?
like my name is Mozart. It was not a fun name to have growing up at all, whatsoever.
Or now, I mean,
it helps on the resume.
Oh, here comes Mozart, and hey guys, look at me.
Hey, what do you play as a tune, Mozart?
What do you play as a tune, Mozart?
Oh, I haven't heard that one 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But so he was on his way, and my parents were like, you know what? How about you name your brother? And I go, oh.
Surprised you named him Jordan. Is his name Jordan?
No.
Oh.
So I go.
Well, he gives Mozart to make Michael Jordan.
Well, the thing is, like, I was like, wow, I really want him to have a really cool name. So I told my parents, like, what do you think about Raphael? And they were like, that's a good name. We should name him Raphael. And at first, his name was Raphael.
At first.
At first, and then a couple of days later, I was like, you know what? I can't torture him.
So he's not born yet. Okay.
No, I was like, I can't torture him. And Mom was like, what do you mean? She goes, I hate my name. You don't understand how terrible my name is in school. His name is Timothy. His name is Timothy Raphael. So as he's born, he grew up. Tell him his name is Timothy Raphael. Couldn't even pronounce his name. Didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And then he got to like 4 or 5 years old. I think he's like in kindergarten or something of that nature. Actually, maybe older, but nonetheless. He was learning about the Renaissance artists, and so Leo and Michelangelo and Raphael, and he goes, oh my God, he came home and he's like hugging me. I was like, what happened? He's like, I learned about my name today. And I'm like, he was a great artist, and this and the other. And I started laughing. And he looked at me, he goes, what's funny? And I was like, well, I didn't name you after the Renaissance. He goes, what did you name me? I was like, you're named after a very angry turtle. And he looked at me like, what? Because at that age, like, Turtles was kind of outdated. Like,
what year was he born?
He was born in 95.
Oh, yeah, so this is like 2000, 2001. So, yeah, Turtles were dead.
They were
dead.
But dead in the sense of, like, they had, like, these offshoot weird shows going on for Turtles. So I had the movie. And I sat him down, and I watched it. I was like, see that guy right there? The angry one in the trench coat? That's you. He cried for, like, a good 2 hours. And then he got over it. He goes, you know what? I like him. He's pretty cool. So there you go. You were named after a turtle.
Huh.
Good times.
Interesting. Johnny's daughter is named Scarlet. She's named after a G.I. Joe character.
Wow.
And her name has 2 T's, just like the character.
Nice.
Hello.
Yes. Well, we had to decide because there's a lot of
Scarlet's a redhead character. She
Yeah.
has like a crossbow.
Yeah.
Right.
because we had like a guy when we were gonna use for boy it was like Teddy, that's a family one, and Jordan for Hal Jordan. But like the girls, there's just not a lot, especially thing like there's nobody like you don't want Rachel and like
Or Zatanna.
like it's not like whatever
Or Diane. You can be Diane.
Yeah, it's like
A powerful name.
Yeah, but Scarlet, that's a. And then she agreed because she's the color. And I tell everybody no, she's not named for the color.
Yeah, because it's 2 T's.
Yeah,
right?
she's named for the.
And what's her middle name?
Olivia.
Okay, was that for anything?
Don't ask.
Not the pig, right?
Don't
No,
ask.
not the pig.
Okay.
Not the pig.
It's funny. Gail and I, as we're moving, we're thinking about starting a family, and she has been carrying around names in a notepad on her like iPhone for forever at this point, and we always come up with like random. She's like, "Well, what do we name our daughter?" And she wants to name her Storm. I was like, "Okay," but then that movie came out recently, Disney movie that had Oprah in it. And, like, the actress is, like, named Stormy. It came out...
Oh, The Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah. And Gail was like, oh, no, I don't really want it anymore. I was like, well, okay. I was like, if we have a boy, my choice was to name the kid T'Challa.
I know.
Gail did not
I
go
know
for
that because
at all.
I think you tried to rename my son T'Challa.
Yeah, I
you
did.
know, and,
Yeah.
you know.
And I mean, he'll learn the history of Wakanda at some point too. but we had a compromise. Because my wife has loved Naruto ever since I introduced her to it. The kid will be named Jiraiya, after Naruto's master.
Jiraiya is the master?
Jiraiya is the master.
Multi taking a left turn on Anime Road there.
How about Rock Lee?
That's terrible.
That's Ruben's favorite, Rock Lee.
Yeah, Rock Lee.
Is he always passed out, Rock Lee?
He's eccentric, Rock Lee.
Are you a Naruto
bushy
man?
brows.
No. I don't know anything about that.
Neither do I.
You should.
Not anti-Naruto, I just don't know.
It should. It's fun. It's a commitment as you sit and watch 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it.
Ding, 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 ding.
Try watching it when it's not dubbed.
Oh boy.
That's intensive. That's what we did. Watched all through Naruto, through Shippuden, like everything. All through, dubbed.
What's the difference between Naruto and Shippuden?
It's essentially Shippuden is them. So it's formative years, Naruto origin story. They're like under 10, and then Naruto goes off to training with Jiraiya, his master, and he comes back at like 13, and then that's Shippuden. But Shippuden is actually a longer storyline than Naruto.
Do you have a girl name picked out?
Well, that
is the girl
name.
No,
thanks.
No, that's a boy name.
It's a boy name.
Jiraiya. What's a girl name? You said Storm.
She says Storm, and we haven't picked another one yet. We gotta go back into the well and figure it out.
What do you mean the well?
Well, Gail told me she's like it's your fault.
But isn't she a Catwoman fan?
Selena?
Yeah.
She didn't.
No.
Selena. Selena is from a Spanish woman is different.
Oh yeah, true.
You know, she's like, you name her Selena. It's like every Spanish woman is named Selena.
Yeah, true. Yeah, my wife's named Maria. They're all Maria. You know, that's why they have 18 names, but they call them by the middle name.
What is I can't remember. Where's Rogue's name?
Rogue's name?
Yeah.
Her real name?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just Rogue.
I thought Rogue was Rogue.
Oh, is it? I don't. I'm not an X-Men person. So.
I'm not a Rogue person.
Yeah.
Is it just Rogue?
I thought it was just Rogue.
I think so.
What's Storm's name?
Aurora Monroe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Aurora. That's right. Why not Aurora?
I want Aurora.
I can't say it, so I don't.
Here's the problem. Every time I would suggest a name, Gail pronounces it in Spanish for her side of the family.
And she doesn't like it.
And she goes, "Yeah, my family can't pronounce it. They'll butcher it." No. I was like, "Come on, you're killing good names here." I was like, "We'll figure it out."
See, we named my son Alejandro, assuming people would just call him Alex, because that's what it. But I don't give my kids nicknames. I just call them what they are. I'm like, hey,
Does
Alejandro.
anybody call him Alex?
Sometimes randomly somebody might say, "Hey, Alex, come here," but he doesn't look at them. So.
Anna Marie.
That's Rogue's name? Is it
Yeah,
Anna Marie?
Anna Marie.
Anne Marie or Anna Marie?
Anna.
Huh.
Sounds like the girl next door to me.
I don't know.
Sounds like the girl next door.
What's Harley Quinn's name?
Harleen Quinzel.
Doctor.
Yeah, that's. Really?
Yeah.
Harleen.
They were lazy back then.
Yeah,
Back then, it was like a.
92?
92. A lot of things.
What was the first
Harley?
Harley Quinn's name? Just Harley Quinn? The one in the Golden Age one?
Oh.
That was Harlequin, not Harley
Harlequin,
Quinn.
yeah, like the.
Well,
Jester,
the first Harlequin was it was
that Golden
Golden Age Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Okay.
And like the whole thing was a thing. Like she actually liked him, so they like fought whatever, and then eventually in Infinity Incorporated, like he ended up marrying her.
I'm really surprised you picked FF over Justice League.
What's up with that, Mosi? Speak.
I don't know why.
Cause I always tell you that the DC ones are the books to get because they're from they're older.
I don't know why, but I was only off a year.
Yeah, but it's like a big year.
I go 6 for 6. I get one wrong. Really?
People remember your last shot.
True. All right. It's the 6 rings. Better than 5 and better than 3. Way better than 3. Don't get me started.
People listening at home, just so you know, you're listening to a podcast with the best comics dream team on a con floor you've ever seen. So
Oh yeah, this is the con
yeah.
team.
It's
Minus Ben.
the greatest comics con
I
team.
just realized that. Minus Ben, this is the con team.
This,
Yeah.
right here, and we challenge.
And you're wearing the con shirt.
We challenge any other comic book vendor at any Comic Con to challenge us to anything you want to do. Baseball, quizzing, guitar solos, whatever you want. I guarantee you will rock your world.
Solos.
Also,
You're the only one that can do a guitar solo. So
yeah, no, well, I'll do,
pipe down.
I'll do a couple.
I hope you're confident.
You're the ringer.
But yeah, any listeners, you want to come quiz us at New York Comic Con or any other con that you see us vending at? We welcome any questions that you have. We welcome any
challenges.
Any stump us. Please stump us. It's really easy to stump me, but not corny.
No, I get. That's why I have Johnny here. 'Cause
Yeah, Dr. Johnny is the man.
I know the history type stuff, but he knows the detail of
See,
it.
I know, like, when you give the date stuff, like, I know, like,
I'm a stat guy. I know the home runs and the batting averages.
The
I don't
idea and
know
the order and stuff.
Right.
But, like, when you go, like, with the, like, well, this and this, and I'm like, the dates, I'm like,
It's harder, a little harder with some of the books like DC, because like a lot of them continued running. So when you see the number, it's not as easy to figure out where it was placed. It's a little hard.
if you're looking for a first appearance for DC, just know you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, I want to collect all the Joker issues. Oh, Batman
Nothing.
#1. What? I'll go Catwoman.
No.
Batman #1. What?
That's like when Ben had the first Zatanna the other day, and I was just like, yes, it's still affordable.
And what book was that?
Hawkman number
Hawk
3.
Hawkman #4. And Joe, can you stop flipping through the books? I can hear it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
she jumped from book to book. She had that traveling. They were looking for Zantara, and so she went from Hawkman. It was in Justice League.
Yeah. You tell us. I don't know, Johnny. That's why you're here. For bloody noses and for like useless information. Johnny's a history buff. He buys all the who's who's and the alter egos and the back issues, and he likes to read the profile pages.
Oh, remember those books, like the encyclopedia books or like the profile? They kind of chilled out on those now, right?
Because Johnny's the only one who would order them.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When
The
Didio
index to the
was
Marvel
here,
Universe.
Didio was here,
Yeah.
and Johnny asked him. Didio was like, we don't.
They're like, yeah, they got
Wait,
Wikipedia
what-
now.
what-
You can cancel
what did he
index
ask?
for the Marvel
Johnny
Universe.
asked him if they're gonna get like another who's who.
That was
Oh.
52, right? New 52.
Leave it to do, yeah.
I was like, doo. But I said, like, what you call it? TK still makes those ones. They're like kind of kid ones, but they have usually when a movie's
Those are
coming
fun.
out.
The DK ones, yeah,
Mhm.
they have
So I
a
have
lot
like
of
a
history.
million like Spider-Man ones because they're like it's the new one, and they're like there's like 3 new things because whatever new event or whatever's in it. So I'm like, yeah.
Here's a question for you, Mr. Ott.
Let's hit it.
Who appeared first, Hank Pym or Clint Barton?
Well, let's see. That's Hank Pym was part of the originals in Avengers #1. Hawkeye didn't show up till Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch and whatnot till later.
Doesn't mean anything.
Wait, wasn't Hawkman?
Hawkeye was a villain.
I'm going Hank Pym.
He was an Iron Man, wasn't he? His first man.
Who's
Hawk.
first, Chris?
Hawk Boy.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
No,
Hawkman.
Hank Pym.
Yeah.
Hank Pym or Hawkman?
Hank Pym was Tales of Astonishing #27, and he was a man in the anthill.
Yeah.
He wasn't even in costume. And he came back in issue 35 as Ant-Man, but it was still Hank Pym. So the first time he appeared, it wasn't even like a hero book. It was pre-hero.
Right,
It was
yeah.
in 10 Center. And Hawkeye came in a little later on as a villain.
That's Ben's favorite book.
The Hawkeye one?
No,
Oh, no,
Yeah.
27, yeah.
yeah.
That book is it's a tough book to have.
You had it last year at Garden State.
Yes. Yes, we did.
Had a couple times. Well, I mean,
We've had it a couple times
Yeah.
lately, but before that, it was a while since we had one. That book,
everything blends.
that book's a pain, and so is the Werewolf by. Well, whose first appearance in Werewolf by Night 32, Joe? Werewolf by Night 32. Who first appears?
Mephisto?
That's Silver Surfer #3. What is wrong with you?
It's Silver Surfer
Why,
#3,
why
bro!
would Mephisto be in a werewolf book?
Werewolf, is it Dracula?
No.
Is it Dr. John? Oh, is it? Pull your pants down. Dr. Johnny's miming to me.
What would he be doing?
Pulling his pants down?
Moon.
Moon Knight!
Yes.
Moon Boy!
So
So
Moon Knight.
Moon Boy's first appearance is in Dracula.
If you can't see Johnny. Johnny was doing an old school Randy Moss at
Randy
don't-
Moss, the Vikings.
Don't say Moon Boy.
was he
that
a
is
Dallas?
actual
No,
character.
oh,
Moon
Green Bay.
Boy's really
Moon
good.
Boy
Bay.
and Devil Dinosaur.
I thought it was Moon Girl and Devil
No,
Dinosaur.
now.
Moon
It
Boy.
was Moon
originally
Boy.
the Kirby, Moon Boy and Devil
Moon Boy
Dinosaur.
was-
Yeah.
Wow.
He was like the
He was like a monkey, wasn't he?
Yeah, he like
A chimp.
I hope everybody
it
at
was a
home learned as
different-
much
no,
as
it was
I
a
did
different-
today.
So it was like they were like people, but hairy.
Damn.
It was Kirby. Come on, anything
Good
Kirby.
boy.
So on that note,
Yeah.
Johnny pretending to moon you.
Nice.
I do like how you were like really looking at what he was doing.
Yeah, I was like,
and you
okay,
were
I get it.
He's like,
Pull
"Oh,
your pants
man,
down,
he's
mooning.
like-
I can't stop watching him do it.
and he wouldn't stop doing it. So,
I was like, just get it. He's got it. He knows what I'm doing.
so I'm glad. I hope you guys had fun with it. I want to do something a little bit different. I'm gonna do a little bit more with TV shows this year. Like some like
Gilligan Island?
no, the retro stuff. If you have any suggestions, please throw them at me.
Chime in.
I want to try some new things, and I do apologize. I get asked every single week, like, when are you gonna do another podcast? A lot of times it's Joe telling me, "Yo, bro, I'm ready every night except when I practice in my
Bro, just
band."
tell me, man. I'll be there, bro.
I'll be there. Well, I can't be there that night. I'm not around.
No.
It'll be a while for that week. What are you talking about? Well, oh, I can't come Tuesdays. I gotta practice in my band. Look at
Can't be in
me.
my band, squawk.
I don't play drums anymore. I'm a guitarist now. Look at me. I'd like being a drummer because I gotta carry all the equipment.
No.
But you're a good drummer, Joe.
Hey, thanks, bro.
I've seen you drum.
I love carrying equipment. It's so much fun.
And one of these days, maybe before my kid turns 10, you're supposed to teach her how to play drums. But you
It
never,
would
you
be
never.
my
invite-
pleasure.
You say that, but you never invite her
I will
anywhere.
infect the child with the drums.
You've never once said, "Come over and play."
Well, they're set up in a practice studio that has pictures of naked women all over it, so it would not be the best.
You don't have a
spot.
little drum set at your house?
No, I do not. That would piss the neighbors off.
You can't just use buckets with a. You can't just put buckets upside down and like in glasses and just have her play.
Oh my bucket!
No.
Unreal.
The guys in the subway?
You know, you can't.
Isabella's coming over. Can you get the buckets out?
And the broom. Don't forget the broom.
The Swamp's still around?
Yeah, it's off Broadway now. You can get tickets for like $15.
Way off Broadway.
Well, I mean, yeah,
It's like George Costanza.
but they also have they have a traveling one. Like everywhere there's like a Broadway, they have a stop. That and like Blue Man Group. Seems to
Oh yeah, Blue Man Group. Cool.
Those dudes are awesome.
They are
Yes.
awesome. They are awesome. I like this.
All right, guys. For Mozart,
Adios.
Joseph Francois III,
Peace.
Dr. Jonathan Knoll.
Good night,
What's your middle name?
Lawrence.
Ooh.
Lawrence.
Lawrence is
Can you
good
say
at
your
piano.
Mozart? Can you say your full name, please? Say it slowly. Don't say it like you're showing off. Say the whole name.
Mozart, Ashford, Vincent, Wolfgang, Michael, Jeffrey, Jordan, Joseph.
Damn boy.
I'm Corry Michael Brown, and this is the Zapp Comics Radio Podcast. And I do thank you for all listening. And again, please, I welcome feedback. Bye, guys.
Zapp Comics Radio.